Good evening, facilitators. Facilitator training on the 29th of September 2022. And I see Francis say, Good evening, Francis. Goedenavond. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this call. And my name is Pastor Daniel van Zyl, and it's my privilege to share with you tonight with regards to facilitator training. And tonight is, as I've showed you on the screen earlier, tonight is lesson number 42 already, since we started with lesson number 1 almost a year ago. And tonight we look at the Dr. Arthur Frost Teachings app because of what's changed on the app with regards to you and I as facilitator being able to manage our home fellowship on the app. How cool is that? So we will be able to look at that tonight. I'll show you how to use the app, how to be proficient in the app, and I will even go live onto the app. First part I will just do with a PowerPoint because it's easier, and but then I will go live onto the app, and I will unmute the mics, and you will be able to ask me questions with regards to the app. But let me start with going through just what has changed on the app for you and I to see what has changed, and for us to know what changed, and to easily go and navigate the app. Now, the first thing is the Dr. Arthur Frost app. If you had the app on your Android or iOS device, you have to delete the app and download the app again, because the name of the new app is exactly the same as the old app, but you have to delete the old one and download the new one. Please accept my apology for that, but that's unfortunately how these app stores work. If you have a major overhaul like that, you cannot just push it through as a change. People have to delete the app and load the new app. Now, if you go onto the app after you created the new app, if you go onto the app, this is what you will see. And if you go onto the app, this is what you will see. And you will see that there's an extension on the app. It will open up on the home screen, and on the home screen, you will now always have the upcoming events. So it will be very simple to follow Dr. Arthur Frost around to go see where he's going, and because it will be on the home screen of the app. Now, remember, this week twice, Facebook have removed the communion sessions twice this week. Facebook removed the communion sessions, and we had to go and load it again from poor quality recordings. And if something like that happens, we will communicate with you through the app. And the app, we are the owners of the app, so it is easy to have control over what's happening on the app. First thing on the app is the home screen. As you can see on the screen, it's the home screen. It will open on that. If you just scroll down on the page, you will see all the events that's happening in that month. You'll see on top there, it says September 2022. And if you scroll down, you will see the live events that will happen in that month. And at this very moment, we're praying for the Youth Blast, the youth camp that's happening in the Western Cape, close to Mossel Bay. And we are praying for that. But that's the youth camp. Then if you go to groups, a new thing that was added is groups. Now remember, I haven't logged in or anything. I've just opened the app. I have not logged in. I will go show you how to log in and how to get the login right. I have not logged in. So any person coming onto the app will see what I'm showing you now. So the first part is home. That's where I will see the events. The second one is the groups. And that's the beautiful part. And there we can go and search for home fellowship groups. And I will, when I'm live on the app later, I will go and search for home fellowship groups and show you how it works. So the second navigational button is groups. And that's how you're going to search for a group. So you don't have to log in to go search for a group. You can purely go click on search for a group, and you can go and find the groups. And as I said, I will show you how that works just a bit later. Now, then there's a login on this app. There's a login on the app. Now, that login has got a definite way of doing it. And if you are new to the app, you click on the login and you don't register. So if you download the app, if you're now a first-time user or you've used the app before, you download the app and you click on login. You don't go and register. You click on login first. So the first way of doing it is click on login. You don't register. You just purely click on login. The app will then, once you click on login, the app will take you to this page where you see the South African flag. And it will tell you to enter your email address and your password. But I have not logged in before, so I don't have a password. And the key is you don't have to go register because you're already on the Dr. Frost database. If you've never been on any Dr. Frost database, you will have to register. We'll get to that a bit later. But first thing, let's help and assist everybody that's part of our community already. You click on login. The page on screen will open up. So the moment I click on login, the page will open up with a flag. Will tell you enter your cell number and your password. I don't have a password. So what do? At the bottom of that page, it says request your password. So if you're new to the app, that means every one of us that used to be on the app before, that deleted it and downloaded the new app now, the updated app, we need to go and request a password because we know we are registered on Dr. Frost database. We are registered on the database, but we don't have a password because we never requested a password. We never needed a password. So all we do is we go click on request a password. So the moment that you click on request a password, a little applet will appear, and this applet will ask you, request your password. This applet will ask you for your cell phone number and your email address. Now, the whole Dr. Frost database, the whole Dr. Arthur Frost database is set up with two unique identifiers, and that's your cell phone number and your email address. So as long as you use the same cell phone number and email address, we will always be able to pick up who you are, because the unique identifier is the combination of your cell phone and your email. So if you enter, so now I request a password, so I have to enter my cell phone number, then I have to enter my email address. Now here I found something peculiar, and that is when I entered my cell phone number and my email address, the system told me that I have to go and register because the system could not find me, because I've added my cell phone number 082. What I've learned is if the system doesn't recognize you, if you load your cell phone number 082 like I have done initially with my email address and I click submit, the system told me that they cannot find me, I have to go register. Then I've gone and registered, but still nothing happened. So then I communicated with the developers through Pastor Les, and Pastor Les sent me a message back and said, no, just type in your cell phone number as 27, leave out the 0, the international dialing code, no plus, just 27, leave out the 0 and your cell phone number and your email address. And the moment I've done that, I could submit, and I got the applet telling me that the password's on its way to me. So if you try and request password, and after you've put in your cell phone number, after you've put in your email address and you said submit, just try both your cell phone number with 27 in front without the 0. If that doesn't work, try your cell phone with the 08 or 0, whatever your number is, without the 27. Because what I found on our database is a lot of cell phone numbers are loaded without the 27. And those loaded without the 27 on our database, you have to put in 0 and your number. Those that's loaded with the 27, you have to put in the 27 without the 0. And I trust that you find that explanation easy to continue with and to go and do with. So there's the two options. So request password, type in your cell phone number with a 0 in front and your email address, submit. If it says you have to register, type in your cell phone number without the 27, but with the 0 in front, your full cell phone and your email address, and submit. The moment that you submit that correctly, you will get an applet that tell you password request. Thank you, your password has been sent via email. So at the moment, try both options to see if you don't come right. That means you are on the database. If you've tried both options and you don't receive this applet and it's telling you to go register, then you have to go register, and I will go to that just 1 or 2 slides later. So we will get there. But if you now receive that applet with that message, that means you purely go and you go to your email. And this is an example of an email where it tells me the cell phone number plus a password. Now I just scratched out the password so that you don't have my password to go log in with. But remember, that password that they send you via email, that password is case sensitive. It's got capital letters and toggle case, small case letters, toggle case, capital and toggle case letters, as well as numbers. So just make sure that that password, when you copied it over, that you make sure that you do it case sensitive, capital letters and small case letters included. So that will be your username and password. How did I receive it? Via an email. That is exactly the email on the screen that I received with that. So the key is, then I gone and logged in with my username and password, but I will get back there just now. First, register. Let's go look at register. So if you try and log in, ask for a request, a password, and you don't receive the password, the system, after putting in your cell phone number 27 without the 0 cell phone number and your email address, it's not working. You put in your cell phone number, the full number, and your email address without the 27, and you don't get that password was sent, you then go and register. The system will tell you register. So only if the system tell you that you should go register after you tried both combinations with your cell phone, and you go register, and a page will open up where you go register with your salutation, your full names, your address, everything. What I found on that register page is it will give you a home number, a business number, and a cell number. Only the cell number has got a red little asterisk with it, indicating that the cell number is compulsory. But what I found is the home number and the business number is also compulsory. Although it's not indicated, if you don't type a number in there, you cannot go past. Now, I don't have a business number. I don't have a home number. I only have a cell phone number. So all I've done is I've done 3 times my cell phone number. So I typed in my cell phone number at home. I typed in my cell phone number at business, and I typed in my cell phone number at my cell phone number, and it then taken me through the register page. Now, one thing, if you register, remember, you will not after registration immediately get a password. Someone must go look at your registration document. Someone must go see and validate the data on your submission, and only once they validated the submission will you receive a password to get access. So just in case, it will not happen immediately, automatically. It is a human intervention that must take place. Someone must go and open that application, go see it is true application. It's not just someone trying to get into our database to come and do all kinds of funny stuff. Then the next is if you now go and log in. So now I want to go and log in. So now I received my password. So now I go log in. I go to the login button. I click on login. The flag page open again. I type in my cell phone number. Remember, that must now be exactly the cell phone number as it is indicated on that email. The email that I've just showed you earlier. That's the cell phone number. I type it in there. I type in the password that they've given me on the email. And remember, that password is case sensitive. If you go and copy it and you paste it here, make sure you haven't put a space in front of pasting it or a space behind it, because the system cannot read a space. If you put in a space bar space in front of the password or at the back of the password, when you copy and paste it, it will not work. So sometimes when people copy a word, it adds a space after the word. Just make sure there's no space after the word when you put the password in there. I type the password in there. I know it's a bit more work, but I type the password in there because then I know, and I know that it's case sensitive. Some are capital letters, some are toggle case letters, and that's the case. One error that we find people catch out people is the difference between a 0 and a lowercase o. A 0 and a lowercase o sometimes catch people out. Just make sure if you have a 0 or o in there that you don't get caught out in your password. And so once I put in my cell number and my password, I click on login. The moment that I click on the login button, I will go into Dr. Frost page. Now, what I want to do is I want to stop the PowerPoint and I want to go live into the app. So those are just the things that I cannot recreate quickly on my computer. But what I'm going to show you now is stuff that I can show you live on the app, because I can generate it quickly on the app. So this is the app once I logged in. Now, the difference is once I logged in, if you're not logged into the app, there's no request and no report button. So if you on the app, and you'll see all of a sudden on top there are 6 blocks. There's 2 added, requests and reports. That only comes up onto the page if you are successfully logged in. So the rest is still the same. Home, that's the upcoming events that we can see on home. Then if I go to groups, that's where I go find the home fellowship groups in my area. Or I can go to events and I see the events again as was on the main page. But I can also go to teachings. Now, I'm going to start the teachings and come work back, because we want to end at the groups. Now, teachings, if you go to teachings, you can either go audio or you can go video, and you can see the button there is going blue under our teachings. You can see the button is going audio or the button is going video. The moment that you click on categories, I've clicked on categories. Let's go to Facilitator Training. I select Facilitator Training. The moment that you go to Facilitator Training, we go to Lesson 1. And we go to Lesson 1, and we purely go to lesson. Sorry, let me just add the Lesson 1. Go find it. And come on, Fansel. Okay, that's cool. So now the system doesn't even want to give me Lesson 1. Oh, there we go. That's Lesson 1. Okay, so there's Lesson 1. Every lesson with a 1 is in there. So Lesson 1 at the bottom, Lesson 1, the vision, that is the lesson. So I can click on the video and the video will play and I can watch the lesson. So nothing changed with regards to how you search for a teaching. Events, you can go to the events. You can click on an event and you can register for the events. But the key that we want to look at tonight is groups. So I can now go and search for groups. Now I know I see Rihanna is on the screen, and Rihanna lives in Pretoria, and she would like to go look for a home fellowship in Pretoria. So the moment that I go home fellowships in Pretoria, I click just the suburb Pretoria in there. Go click the suburb. If you're in Roodepoort, for example, go click Roodepoort. Go click the bigger area, Randburg. Go click the bigger areas first and then the smaller areas. But go find or go do Joburg, Johannesburg, or in this case, we've done Pretoria. And then we see we have the Centurion Test Home Fellowship. We have Bertie Vermaak, Gunther, there you are. La Montagne, Sinneville, Leonie, and there we can see every home fellowship. And there's Rihanna Duran. Rihanna, I've seen your name on there somewhere on the participants box. So I don't know if you knew that you have a home fellowship, but thank you, Rihanna. I'm just joking. But there we have the home fellowships in the area. So we can go and you can go and find a home fellowship in the area. If you want to join a home fellowship in the area, you just click on home fellowship inquiry. You click on the home fellowship, on the fellowship inquiry to the one that you want to attend. You type in your name, your surname, your cell number, your email address, and you click inquire. The moment that you do that, a invite goes out, an alert goes out, and now I have to go out of the iPad, otherwise you'll see names, and I'm not allowed to show you names. It is illegal by law to show you people's names on a screen like this. So I'm not allowed to continue in the app live because you will see names. I'm going to show you the rest of the screens, but I will show it to you on PowerPoint because there I could cover the names. So the moment that I go to one of those two new tabs, so I can go to requests. Remember, I told you there are two new tabs on the system. I can go to requests. If I go to requests or reports or my group, there we go to my group. So I have three things as a facilitator: my group, requests, and reports. Now, the screen currently, I've got a screen grab there of my group. Now, this is my home fellowship group that is on the screen, and you see my wife's name and my own name I've left open. I can show that to you. I just covered the cell phone number. But if you're the facilitator and you have added people to your home fellowship and you click on my group, you will see every person's name and cell phone number in your group. And the people in your group will also be able to see the other people's names and cell phone numbers. So this is now my group. And I've just showed you my group with complying with the POPI Act, covered the names and the cell phone numbers of the other people. So that is added, and that's a big added to the system, and that is my group. So if I click on my group, I am a facilitator. I click on my group. You are a member of a group. I click on my group. You can see the people's names and cell phone numbers. That's part of your group. And I think that's an amazing feat. So if you go to find group, to just groups, you can go find all the groups. You can go search for groups. Once you find a group, you can just click on it. You can put in your detail. Your name will be sent to a facilitator, and we're not allowed to send the facilitator's name to any person. Only a person that asks to be connected to a facilitator. We 100% comply with the POPI Act. So the moment that you type in that detail, this is my name, this is my cell number, this is my email address, you give us permission to give that detail to the facilitator. So no facilitator's address is out on the system. It's only telling you which area they are in, maybe which street, but not the street number. And you have to click on, and we send your detail on. And what does it look like? I'm glad you asked, because that's the next screen. So these are requests that I received. So these are two requests. So if I click on that new button, requests, there are two requests. Again, I complied with the POPI Act, and no one will know that one is Alma. Alma is one of those, but no one will know that because I covered the name and the cell number and the email address. But I received requests from people asking to become part of my home fellowship, and I can see that under the requests. On the request, there is a little button there to the right where I have to go manage it. I click on it and I go manage that request. Once I contacted them, I state that I contacted them. There's even a space that I can write a little note. So I can update the detail with regards to the person that I contacted and invited to my home fellowship, and I can make a little note there. The next one is the reports. So I can even now start creating reports for my home fellowship, and I started creating reports with regards to the attendance. And you can go and create a report on every home fellowship meeting that will be. You can see there were 36 people in my home fellowship, and I had 5 facilitators facilitating at the home fellowship. And that's the detail on that report from yesterday. So the reports are covered into the system, and I think it's just an amazing way for you and I to start keeping track of our home fellowships, to start using it, for people to start doing requests. In the first week of opening the app on the Android, we got requests that got a bit demarcated with areas. That is sorted. The requests are very accurate and close now. There's still no person in your direct area, so people select a closer area which is not close to their house yet, because there's no one in that area yet. So we're in the process of setting that up, and we would like to encourage every one of you, go, if you had the app before, delete the app, download the updated app. It's not the new app, it's an updated app. My apologies, so that you have the login area. Don't go try and log in. Don't go register. Click on login. Type in your cell phone number. Type in your email address. Your cell phone number plus with a 27 in front without the 0. With your email address. See if it tells you to register, because it's not recognizing you. That means in our system, your cell phone number was captured without a 27 and the 0 was added. So then just add your cell phone number with the 0 and your email address, and it will send you a password. You will be able to log in. But remember, you can go find a home fellowship without logging in. You don't have to log in to go find a home fellowship. You can go to groups and go search for a group in your area. Go type in your detail and ask to be contacted by the facilitator, and you can be contacted even without registering on our app. And that's the beautiful part. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I will allow you to unmute. If any one of you would like to say something, I see that Peter has said that type on the 3 lines on the right-hand top. If you click login, nothing happens, no flag.
Thank you for your submission. We'll be in contact to complete your registration.
Okay, we have now people talking here and people not talking here. Can we start with the top one there? Sorry, as the list has come up, the elders, Keith and Vivian, do you want to add something?
Donnie, as you've seen, we've come in late. We were at that prayer meeting. When I switch ours on, at the when I go on to log in, it says Arthur Frost Teachings. Is that the wrong one?
No, it's the perfect one. Dr. Arthur Frost Teachings. Yeah.
Oh, there go our lights.
There you in the dark. It's
Yeah,
Dr.
well.
Arthur Frost Teachings is the name of the app, and that is the app. And
All right,
please don't
is not-
register, Keith. Once you've downloaded the app, don't register. Just go log in, type in your cell phone number and your email address, and say request.
That's what I want to know. Where do I log in?
On top of the screen, let me just show you here. I know you entered a bit late. Let me just show you here. On top of the screen, let me just go there. On top of the screen, it says login.
Turn your phone, Keith. That's
Turn
how
your
I
phone
found it.
Horizontal.
Turn your phone like that.
Go horizontal on your phone.
Sorry, Daniel.
Just go horizontal on your phone, Keith. It's just not enough space for everything. Keith, that you download the new app.
Well, this is the new one. They downloaded for me.
Okay, on top, does it say home about groups? Does it say groups on the third one on top?
Yeah.
Home event, home groups event.
Okay,
Teaching.
groups, you have the right one. Just turn the phone. It must be there. Otherwise, there's 3 little lines. Click on the 3 little lines and it will drop down to the side.
Mm.
Or swipe it and it will go to the right. Go to the left and you'll see login. Sorry, Daniel. I'm also an old toppy and I got it right.
Lord, we just come and say thank you. Lord, help us that we have patience. I know we sometimes get frustrated with the technology. I was totally frustrated with technology today. Lord, you know, I had to ask of you for patience and assistance because of other technology, not even this. And I thank you for that. Thank you that I can bless every person in the sound of my voice to go and have an amazing evening. I bless the evening. I bless their time with you. And I bless them with a good night's rest in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good one. Bye-bye.